We have some major news right now. It's official. The White House will be demolishing the entire East Wing of the White House, expanding Donald Trump's demolition project for this gold-plated 90,000 square foot ballroom in ways we didn't think were possible, in ways Donald Trump said he wouldn't do, and in ways that violate long-standing law and practice, right? For a long time, Donald Trump was saying that he's going to build this ballroom. It's going to be $250 million. It's going to be gold plated. And he's going to do it by not touching the existing White House structure. But the reality, well, it's far different from what he was saying over the past several months. The reality is that it's going to destroy the entire East Wing. And today, Donald Trump is changing his tune on what it means for the demolition of the East Wing. He's now saying that the White House East Wing is, quote, third rate, a very small building, downplaying the building's significance, essentially backtracking on everything he said just a few months ago when he praised the East Wing. He praised the White House. He said how beautiful it was and how he wanted to keep the structure as is because he felt that that was important. But now he is walking back that completely. Instead, he's building not just a $250 million ballroom, it's actually increased. It's now $300 million, according to him. It's even more expensive than previously stated. He did say that it's going to be funded either entirely by himself or some of his friends, referring to private donors. That brings up a whole nother pay-to-play situation where donors donate hundreds of millions of dollars potentially in response to try to curry favor with the White House. We do know that about $20 million of the money that is being used is actually coming from the settlement between Donald Trump and YouTube over the January 6th insurrection stuff. And so that's part of it. We'll see who the other donors are. He is going off about how he needs to demolish this to build this new East Wing situation. But here's the issue. The real issue is he's violating the law by doing so, and not enough people are talking about. So the National Trust for Historic Preservation is warning that Donald Trump's planned White House ballroom could overwhelm the historic structure and urged federal agencies to halt construction until the proper oversight commission reviews the project. But here's the issue with that. The head of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, the head of this commission that is responsible for reviewing the project, is a Trump acolyte. His name is Will Scharf. He's a close Trump associate, White House staff secretary, appointed by Donald Trump to head this. So it's really just like this whole inside gig. They're going to get this plan through, and, well, there's nothing the American people can do about it. And what's interesting is there's this entire narrative right now of whose house is it? It's your house. It's our house. It's the people's house. The White House historically has been the people's house, not one person's house, not one president's house. And, well, a lot of people are saying he should not have the authority to do this, to tear down a large chunk of the building. And if you look at renderings, well, the renderings show that in actuality, the ballroom he's building is even bigger than the White House itself. So here we are. He's doing this. The entire East Wing will be demolished. Before I continue, please consider subscribing to support my work. We're really breaking through echo chambers, and I really need your help to continue this movement. Now, I do want to talk about something a little more sinister that not many people are talking about. And there's a new New York Times investigation revealing that Donald Trump has embedded key election deniers, including Heather Honey, who now serves as Deputy Assistant Secretary for Election Integrity at DHS, and Marcy McCarthy at CISA, into key federal positions, turning discredited 2020 fraud claims into official policy. They're working with Cleta Mitchell's Election Integrity Network, and they're now advancing a plan to federalize control over elections, restrict voting, and override state authority ahead of 2026. And this is something that we all need to be aware of because this plan is actually happening behind the scenes. I'll do a more fulsome kind of update on this, specifically a full video talking about it, but I just want you to know that it is happening behind the scenes right now. And meanwhile, the Trump administration announced new U.S. Treasury sanctions on Russia's two largest oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil, citing Moscow's lack of serious commitment to peace in Ukraine. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that the measures aim to cut off revenue for the Kremlin's war effort and pressure Russia toward a ceasefire. The sanctions were issued officially through OFAC, the Office of Foreign Assets Control, and are part of what Trump describes as an effort to end another war. Now, remember, Trump and Putin were actually supposed to meet in Budapest, Hungary. Now, that meeting has been canceled by Donald Trump. He says that he doesn't think that essentially Vladimir Putin is serious about ending this war, that every time they talk, nothing ever comes out of it. And maybe, just maybe, he is finally coming around to the fact that, you know what? Hey, maybe Vladimir Putin isn't actually interested in ending the war. So we'll see what happens. ICE has now allowed some new recruits to begin training before completing background checks, drug tests, or fingerprinting, leading to cases where trainees with criminal records or failed drug tests were only discovered later. NBC News is now reporting that this rush stems from the administration wanting to get to 10,000 agents. Remember, they couldn't get agents that'll pass the physical fitness test. And now they're ushering through these ICE agents, some of whom have criminal records, lengthy drug test issues, fingerprinting issues, and so much more. And Illinois Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis has launched Plate Watch, a hotline for reporting immigration or border patrol vehicles using obscure, swapped, or missing license plates, warning that the tampering is illegal and punishable by under state law. Civil rights groups, including the ACLU, have now accused ICE of subjecting pregnant women in detention to medical neglect and abuse, reporting miscarriages, shackling, solitary confinement, and denial of prenatal care, urging the agency to release all pregnant detainees immediately and close facilities with repeated violations. Today, the United States military conducted its 8th strike on an alleged drug smuggling vessel, but this time, the strike was conducted in the Pacific Ocean, killed 2 people, according to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. This is an expansion of the Trump administration's anti-cartel campaign because it's no longer just in the Caribbean, it's also in the Pacific Ocean. The Trump administration today reached a settlement with the University of Virginia, ending federal investigations into the university's admissions practice, along with its civil rights practices, in exchange for the school agreeing to stop whatever unlawful racial discrimination means and provide data to the Justice Department through 2028. The deal follows UVA dismantling its DEI programs after federal pressure. This is the first such agreement between the administration and a public university. And finally, lawmakers from both parties, from Republicans and Democrats, are now condemning Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's new Pentagon policy, which requires staff to get approval before communicating with Congress, calling it ill-advised and simply unworkable. Senior Republicans warned that it could jeopardize future confirmations and funding, arguing that restricting informal military Congress contact and tightening press control shows a damaging lack of trust and transparency within the Department of Defense. That should surprise absolutely no one, because that is exactly what they've been wanting to do for a long time. So, alas, that's where we're at right now. Make sure to support my work, like, comment, share, and subscribe so more people see this. And I'll see you soon with another update. So stay tuned for more to come. Hey folks, Aaron Parnas here. Thank you so much for watching The Parnas Perspective. Please consider subscribing to support our work as we grow this independent news media entity into something that rivals mainstream every single day. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.